There is always someone standing with you in the midst of your storm. Are you in the midst of a cancer battle? Several years ago, Grammy Award-winning country music artist John Berry shared his faith in music right after receiving 35 treatments for throat cancer. Today, John and his wife, by his side on and off stage, update us on their journey of healing, faith, and music, and a message for you. This is their story. This is today's Nashville. This is faith. Robin, John, what a pleasure to have you back on today's Nashville. Welcome, Robin. I've been wanting you on the show.
I know.
I want to get your perspective. It's been several years, so welcome back.
Thank you.
You have a lot of anniversaries coming up. I saw all of them. You've got celebrating 25 years, 30 years of your hits, Standing on the Edge of Goodbye.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
It is, it's amazing. But the one big anniversary that I want to talk about, and then we'll get into your music, is your 6 years. Last time we talked about it, you were just coming out of your treatment with cancer, and now it's been 6 years and you're cancer-free.
It's amazing. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like it's been longer than 6 years ago, but then other times it's like, wow, it's pretty recent, you know. But it's been quite the journey, you know. It's amazing that they were able to, the talent that God gives men and women to do what they're able to do, and God's blessing of his faithfulness to allow me to still sing after throat cancer and sing better, actually.
Absolutely no effect when you had.
Yeah, it's one of those types of cancers that has stayed with us, the after effects, just because it's affected his eating, his taste buds.
Still today?
Swallowing. He has paralysis in the back of his throat,
Really?
which makes eating very difficult.
They had to, what did they
cut
get
some
in?
nerves or something?
Yes, they cut some nerves when they took the tumors out. And,
That's right.
so it's paralyzed part of the soft palate. But even just in September, here almost 6 years after, where John had a stroke. And it went to several areas in his brain, and they didn't know why. And finally, we went on Christmas tour, lots of blood thinners, but we got through that, and they discovered that because of the radiation from the cancer, it caused an aneurysm in his carotid artery. And so he had surgery New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
New
It's
Year's
the way to
Eve.
start off the new year.
So you're recovering even now?
Well, it's just amazing. It's like been a cancer that he can still sing and he's cancer-free, but it has had a lot of repercussions on changing our life, our eating style, and what he can eat. And
Yeah, saliva glands still don't work very well,
yeah.
and that's a trick. The radiation kind of smoked him.
But praise God, he's cancer-free, you know.
Exactly. Tell me what it was like for you going back when you first found the news out, and you know, you're on tour, you're singing together. I've seen you on stage. You guys are just powerful together. The chemistry is unbelievable. And what was it like for you?
Well, it was not as nerve-wracking as I would have thought that I would have handled it. But oddly enough, God prepares us for things in our life. And 6 months prior to John's diagnosis, his bass player had throat cancer.
Exact same thing.
Exact same thing. We watched him walk that journey, and we learned a lot about this type of cancer and what caused it. And we knew the journey, and John's journey very much replicates Mike's journey. And we knew the success rate. We had the worries, would he sing the same and all those.
Were you shocked when you
naturally.
heard that he had throat cancer?
Yes.
Push me over.
Yeah, very. God has always been faithful. I mean, we have been through a lot of things in life, but he's always been faithful. And I didn't have thought to think that he wouldn't be.
What went through your mind when you heard the news?
I chuckled.
Chuckle.
Yeah, when Dr. Spire, he looked down my throat, he turned the little light off, and he said, "We tell it the way it is here. You have throat cancer." And I just chuckled. What?
How could that be?
Well, he's had a lot of hospital and drama in his.
I spent most of my life
Oh
in a
yeah,
hospital.
I remember that. Motorcycle accident,
brain surgery,
right?
and just all. I mean, The Day Your Love Amazes Me was my first #1 record. I had brain surgery that morning. So.
Yeah. I told him, I said, maybe God's trying to tell you something. You should listen this time, so we don't have to keep going through all of this.
Pay attention, young man.
So the stroke was caused by the carotid artery.
The radiation.
The
The
radiation.
radiation
Okay.
weakened the carotid artery and caused an aneurysm. So
And that's all taken
that
care
to
of.
me was
That
much
scary.
scarier than the cancer, because I had never seen somebody
Yeah,
have
the
a
only thing you
stroke
hear about
before.
aneurysms is
Yeah.
my mom had one, passed away from brain aneurysms.
Well, I used to be a RN, worked in hearts and strokes and everything.
wow.
And so it is, especially when it comes to the carotid and the blood flow to the brain.
I had taken him, I said, go to the gym with me this morning. He never goes to the gym. He came to the gym with me. We get in the car to leave. We drive 15 seconds down the street, and he's like having a stroke. I didn't know it. I thought his sugar had dropped. It really scared me. And I didn't know a lot about strokes. And
We didn't know what.
What did you do?
Went home
I
and
went all
took a nap.
day. I thought his sugar, checked his sugar. I let him take a nap. I'm thinking his sugar dropped from being at the gym. And finally.
You're not diabetic, though, are you?
Yeah.
Are you okay.
So by the end of the day, he was realizing and telling me, oh, I can't put my finger on my
I had my phone here, and I go here to touch it, and it's like, wait.
So
our next door neighbor
immediately went to the
Our neighbor's
ER.
our neighbor's a physician, and she came over and looked at me. She said, "I think you need to go to the ER." So we went.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
And we're going to talk more about that when we come back and your faith that helped you get through it.